transition button. There we go. Now, okay, we're now on. There. Took me a second. All right, and then you guys ready for the countdown?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune! Oh, yeah. What is going on, everybody? It is Game That Tune back in the house once again. It's your boy John Harrington here, and I am not hosting the show tonight, so I'm throwing it over to John Regan.
This is your boy John Regan here, hosting tonight. Why am I hosting tonight? Because this is our August Absurdity ABSURDNALE. That sounds way better when I type it than when I say it out loud.
You didn't clear that with me.
This is our finale of the August Absurdity Championship. Tonight we have going head-to-head. John Harrington. John, say what's up.
Hey, I already introduced myself.
And going up against him is Jesse. Jesse, say what's up.
What's up?
And joining us this week, fresh back from the hospital after some mysterious circumstances, is David Fleming. David, what? You okay there, buddy?
Wait.
Jesus Christ.
Unfortunately, David
I'm sorry. I had to get lowered into my chair after getting hit mysteriously by a car in the parking garage.
Yeah, unfortunately, last week, David was on his way into the Game of Tune studios when a car ran over him in the parking garage, knocking him out of the tournament. And so
mysteriously. Unfortunately. So fuck you, John.
So I, as the king, had to step in for David, and I lost. So we now have John, who won against me, and Jesse, who won against me, going for the championship tonight. Jesse, do you have anything you'd like to say to John?
Oh, well, I'm going to take you back to a very deciding point in my life. A time when I believed in something. A time when I thought my face and my name made a difference. Do you remember that night, John Harrington? Because it's embedded in my skull. It's embedded in my heart. And it's embedded in every nightmare that I've ever have. As David Fleming took a broken bottle and began slicing and dicing Jesse Moore, the pain was so much that I'll be honest with you, John. The pain was so much that I wanted to quit. I wanted to say, David Fleming, I give up. I wave the flag. I'm a coward. Please don't cut me anymore. But then I saw my saving grace, you see. I looked out in the audience, my adoring crowd, and I saw two simple words that changed my life. Kane Betsy. Somebody had taken the time and effort and thought to make a sign that said Kane Betsy. And I saw other people around as every moment of my life stopped and focused in on that sign. And the pain that shot through my body became a distant memory replaced by pain that will be embedded in my skull till my dying day. Kane Betsy. Kane Betsy. Betsy Moore is a 7-year-old girl, you sick sons of bitches. You don't expect me to be bitter, John. When you open your heart, when you open your soul and it gets shit on, it tends to make Jesse a very mean boy. And so I'm saying to you, before I take these aggressions out on you, to look at your future and realize the hardcore life is a lie. That these letters behind me are a blatant lie. That those fans who sit there and say, he's hardcore, he's hardcore, he's hardcore, wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire, you selfish son of a bitch. But I want you to understand, John, Though he's hurt you time and time again, deep in his heart, Johnny wants you to understand that the hatred I have in here is not for you. No, no, far removed. You see, John, I'm not doing this because I hate you. I love you, man. I only want the best for you. But when I hear that Legacy Music Hour called up your number and you said no thank you, well, it makes my blood run cold. As cold as that night in the GTT arena. And so I've got a moral obligation, you see, John. I'm on a path of righteousness, and righteous men wield a lot of power. So I've got to drag you by your face to that telephone, call and dial collect and say, "Hello, Brent. It's me, Jesse. And though I know I've burned my bridge and I'll never be taken back with open arms, I've got a podcaster who would gladly trade in his GTT shirt for a pair of green suspenders." And John, just think of that sound in your ear when Uncle Brent says, "Welcome home, John Harrington. Welcome home." I love being right. Bang, bang!
God damn. That's a lot of strong words directed at me.
John,
Not used to that.
do you have a rebuttal to this?
Well, Johnny, it's funny you should ask. Mine's not so much directed at Jesse. I hold no ill will towards Jesse, but after my defeat last August, I dedicated my every waking hour to training for this moment. My body nearly gave out on me. Listening to VGM at 450 times the Earth's gravity should have crushed me. It seemed like the only thing holding my body together was my one desire, to be better than all of you. At times, I thought I was losing my mind. Why couldn't I obtain what David and Johnny had obtained? It didn't make sense. It was infuriating, and it was my fury that kept me alive. I decided to continue my training in the solitude of space, where I would be unhindered by the distractions of the Earth. And when a violent electrical storm had erupted in the skies of the planet I was on, I welcomed it. It seemed fitting, like it was an outward manifestation of the storm that was raging inside of me. Every time I reach a new level of strength, a greater power appears to challenge my absurdity. It's as if fate is laughing at me with its big, stupid grin, just like Johnny. Whole podcast fan groups once trembled at the sound of my name. But you didn't, did you, Johnny? And at your hands, your common hands, my honor and my pride, the foundations upon which I have always stood, began to crumble at my feet. It was at your hands that I suffered my greatest humiliation. Toppled by a piece of low-level trash. Imagine my added shame when it was you and not me who avenged our people by hitting David with that car. I will not be distracted from this anymore. I won't. It will take more than Sega games to stop me. You may have invaded my mind and my body, but there's one thing a game that tuna always keeps: his pride. The game that Toon Prince will not fall again. Nothing will stand in my way.
Okay, so if you're just tuning in this week, what we like to do on Game That Tune is pick some themes, play some games from that theme. The other guys try to guess the game and have a lot of fun. I forgot to say that earlier, so I'm shoehorning that in now. Let's start the show.
Game 1.
So, in an it's really hard to read with just one eye.
Sorry,
David.
In an interview with programmer Masato Masuda, he explained the game's US popularity, stating, quote, "According to Famitsu, it was the #1 game over there for about 2 months." Not giving you any Google time.
Or useful hint. Anything. This.
I have a second hint that may help if you need it.
No, Johnny, I know, because your trivia is always like, this game starring Sonic the Hedgehog is the 3rd in the series.
No,
no.
This game introduced the phrase "a winner is you."
God damn it, John.
Does it? God damn it! Does that really give it away?
Yes.
Son of a bitch. Well, shit.
Oh.
Hopefully you've already written it down.
I have not. So I'll be nice and not stall out and get my typing fingers going. Maybe gift Jessie a first game.
All right. Jesse says Wrecking Crew and John says Renegade. These are both incorrect. This is Pro Wrestling for the NES.
What?
That's where I've heard that song. Fuck.
Yeah, I was surprised. Jesse, I thought you would have picked this up right away. Actually, I kind of thought both of you would have picked this up right away. I thought both of you had played this.
Yeah, but it's
No.
not that great, and I just kind of not want to think about it because there are so many better wrestling games, like
Yes.
Thumb Wrestling.
But how many other wrestling games have the creature from the Black Lagoon?
Is that really a thing?
More than you think, actually.
I mean, technically, it's not the creature from the Black Lagoon. It's the
Amazon.
Amazon, but it's the fucking fish guy from Creature from
Right.
the Black Lagoon.
Japanese licensing wink is implied. Yeah. Cool. No, I didn't know that was in this. No, I totally missed Pro Wrestling for the NES, even though I know it's available on the Switch NES online service. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. We had a little like VGM podcast Olympics going for a while there, and I dropped out due to lack of participation before we ever got to pro wrestling. So, still haven't played it. So how is it, Jesse? You're the big wrestling guy. What do you think?
Like it's very bottom tier wrestling game.
No way.
Like there's a couple like cool like things, like little touches, like they have like the announcers in the background, which is cool. It's really like they don't like. I guess you'd need a manual or something because they don't give you any kind of clue as to what the buttons do.
Well, there's only 2 buttons.
Yeah, but like for whatever reason, sometimes they do different things, and like you don't know when it's going to do those things. Like you'll be fighting the opponent, and the opponent is doing like 3, 4, 5 different kind of moves, while all you're relegated to is a punch and a kick, and you're like, how the fuck is this dude suplexing me over the ropes and then doing a freaking wonton over the top rope, while all I can do is punch, kick, and lose.
I mean, yeah, that's how I felt playing most wrestling games.
I mean, to be fair, it's a wrestling game. It was released in Japan in '86. It came out in America in '87. I believe it's part of the NES like action series. So if you think of like it's a wrestling game the same way that Urban Champion is a fighting game. Like technically, yes. But
I think I would rather play pro wrestling than Urban Champion.
I don't think anybody has ever desired to play Urban Champion in the history of like human existence. I really don't think Nintendo has figured out that no one ever wanted to play that game. Like,
What
at
about
all.
3D, John? 3D on your 3DS. Oh my God, $7.99. Do it now.
Right. And you can do the little slider, and you can see the buildings and the men. Oh, it's no.
I would rather get hit by a car than play Urban Champion. And
Well,
I
hey.
know because I've been done by both.
I know from experience. I've played Urban Champion and been hit by a car, and I tell you which one I'd prefer to do again. Oh man, I'm sorry, David. You are not an Urban Champion. Did they make a 3D Classics Pro Wrestling? That seems like that could have been fun.
No, that would have been
No,
better.
but they should have.
Yeah, like I don't know the format for this, but it seems like there's things that you can add dimensions to, like a wrestling ring and multiple people and a crowd. Like it seems like the kind of thing that would actually be kind of cool with some depth, but still a dog shit NES game under the surface. So
At the
a
very
dog
least-
shit game with some depth.
At the very least, you would have expected them to add like the pro wrestling ring as a stage in Smash Brothers, or have like the Starman as an assist trophy to kind of like run out and suplex somebody.
Wait, the Starman is in this? The guy from the thing from Mother or the star from Mario?
Neither. It is a masked wrestler from Mexico who wears like a full facial mask with a star on it.
He's a luchador.
Oh, is that what those are called? Oh, I'm just so not in on all this wrestling stuff, Jesse. This is some real inside wrestling talk here. Luchador, you say?
I'll smarten you up.
Yeah. I'm a real mark for these things, but I am no smart mark. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm looking at pictures of it now. It doesn't look good, but it seems like it could be fun, and I like the names of the characters. I mean, the USA representatives, Giant Panther and King Slender. I mean, those are some champions right there. Like, is Giant Panther just King from Tekken, but 1987 style?
Maybe he's his dad or something.
Yes.
Ooh.
It is
Oh, yeah.
specifically 1980s King. So on top of his Jaguar mask is a giant poofy wig.
Yes. I mean, Tiger Mask is a famous Japanese wrestler, and it's been a different person throughout the years. And so it's like, I don't know, throw Tiger Mask in there. It's like, we need somebody from the USA. Make Tiger Mask a Panther and make him for the USA. Fuck it. I don't know. I don't really want to work very hard on this. This game isn't going to be fun.
I mean, to be fair, there are only, I think, 6 characters.
Yes, the Korean guy, Ken Korn Karn. I don't know if that's a translation issue or something.
I already
JC
played the Japanese guy.
Ken Korn Karn. I mean, that's that's like Fin Fang Foom. Is it a giant dragon? That'd be kind of cool.
Sadly, no.
Yeah. Do you ever get to wrestle a giant dragon in this game? Because that seems like a Japanese wrestling just mainstay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, you do get to wrestle the creature from the Black Lagoon. I can't stress that point enough.
Yeah. I mean, it's good, but dragon.
It's not dragon good.
Yeah. Fire breathing dragon. Yeah, I don't know. I could see why people would go for this if it's the only wrestling game available back in 1987. But like, weren't there like other wrestling games by now? Had WWF put out a game yet? Like, I like that you guys chose pro wrestling for the NES when like a WWF game, I believe, with a David Wise soundtrack exists for the NES. And
oh shit!
like,
Are you serious?
oh, let's go pro wrestling.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well,
good thinking. But I don't know, man. What a game.
Well, we kind of thought like, it's the finals. Jesse and John going head to head. We should get a wrestling game. But what's the like most fuck them over wrestling game we could choose?
Right.
Oh, you found it.
Yeah, you did. Mission accomplished, guys. So,
yeah.
Cool. That worked out great. And I'm not in charge of the show, so I can't direct us to go to the next game. But fuck this
John,
game.
next game.
All right.
Game 2.
So, this is the 6th game in this series, and the 3rd game to star a different main character. So, who's got those guesses?
I actually have an answer that I was feeling very confident about until that trivia.
All right, let's see those answers. So, Jesse Moore says Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Sadly incorrect. John Harrington says Demon's Crest, which is correct.
Point
So
on the
this
board for John.
Technically the 6th game in the Ghost and Goblin series, and the
Right.
3rd game where you can play as Firebrand.
Yes. I was going to say, like, 6th game in the Gargoyle's Quest series, which I know is a spin-off of, the Ghost and Goblin series, but, like, I'm sure it sounded enough like Demon's Crest, so I was pretty sure this is what it was.
So yeah,
So-
there was Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts, Gargoyle's Quest, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Gargoyle's Quest 2, and then Demon's Crest.
Demon's Crest, yes. Yeah, and I figured just going on, being you picking the game, I assume, because Johnny's never picked anything remotely Castlevania sounding in his life.
No.
And, your penchant for Capcom and how fun it is to play as the Firebrand, that, we haven't used Demon's Crest yet. That's the other thing. I recognize the music because I almost used this on the show before. Like, this game's cool, man.
Well, it was one of those things where it's like, like looking at games to choose and everything. It's like, well, we could just play nothing but Sega games. Like, no, we got to do something for John. We need a Super Nintendo game. What's a really good Super Nintendo game we haven't used? Oh,
Right.
yeah, Demon's Quest. That's a
Yeah.
thing. Or
It
Demon's
is.
Crest, excuse me.
Demon's Quest.
Demon's Quest
Wait.
64.
Yes, there it is. That's the
Oh.
game we should have used.
Quest
Yeah.
64 is a Demon's Crest.
Hmm. Yeah, no, but I was gonna use this on the show at some point, and I hadn't played it in a long time, and so I bought it perfectly legally and put it in my SNES and played it for a little while, and had immediate buyer's remorse because this game's difficult. It's fun and it's cool, but it's for some reason I was thinking like, oh yeah, I'll just be able to pick up the controller. I know what the Firebrand does. I know exactly like the mechanics of this game. I'll be able to just hop right in and start breathing fire and laughing at things. And no, that's not the case. You have to fight a giant dragon first, and the flying mechanics aren't very intuitive, and I don't really remember much about how to play this game, so I got frustrated and had to return it to my local retro game store for a full refund.
I like how you said it's like, yeah, I decided to pick up this game in the Ghosts and Goblins series, but it turned out difficult.
Right.
Yeah, wait a minute,
You
John.
don't say.
No, I remember, it just I had some kind of weird memory lapse where it's like, yeah, like Firebrand will basically just be as intuitive as he was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Like, you hold up to fly and I don't know, just pester things. And a button probably shoots a fireball, another button for a claw slash. I'm sure there's a button to just turn yourself invincible. If you mash all the SNES buttons, you get your X Factor. So I mean, it's just it's. I figured I knew my way around it. I was wrong.
I don't understand. Why am I fighting a giant zombie dragon? I should be fighting Magneto.
Right, exactly. Where are all the Sentinels? God damn it. They should make a Marvel vs. Capcom side-scrolling adventure game starring whoever you want.
Hell yeah.
That would actually be really fucking cool.
Actually, no, they should just introduce a new mutant into the X-Men comics named Firebrand, who's literally just a winged demon.
Yeah.
They've done stranger things in the X-Men comics.
I was going to say, that's not like...
I almost feel like there might be someone kind of like that.
I mean, I suppose Azazel, but I don't think he breathes fire, and he just teleports instead of flies, so...
It's also cool, though. Yeah, he's the demonic Nightcrawler from X-Men First Class, right?
He's Nightcrawler's father.
Nice. Yep, and that's the last we ever saw him. Fucking X-Men
Rest
First
in
Class.
peace, my friend.
Yeah, man. It's a pretty punk-ass move, though, to get killed by Kevin Bacon. But
I want to go out.
Hey, he was in The Wizard.
Azazel or Kevin Bacon?
Wait, no.
What?
I sometimes, for whatever reason, I get him mixed up with Christian Slater, and I don't know why.
Because there are
Kevin Bacon or Azazel.
Kevin Bacon.
Was that Azazel that was in Heathers? God, I'm all fucked up.
For a second, I thought you were confusing The Wizard with Little Monsters. Like, no, one movie has Fred Savage going to California, the other has him teaming up with a demon.
Now it would be kind of fun though. Demon's
Fred
Crest,
Savage in X-Men.
Demon's Crest, but Christian Slater, like Slater's Crest.
Hell yeah, I'd play that.
He
was in Star Trek.
Couldn't you see Christian Slater with some red makeup on playing the Firebrand at some point in his career? Like, he's got kind of a pointy face. It would have worked.
That's what we need. We need to make a remake of Demon's Crest, but for the SNES using Mortal Kombat style digitized graphics, and it's just Christian Slater in red face paint.
I don't know if that's allowed anymore, David.
Red face. Hey. Oh man, yeah, the indigenous demons, they don't take kindly to that. But anyway,
move to a different topic.
Demon's Crest is very good, and I need to
let's discuss demon appropriation.
But yeah, I need to go rebuy this game and play it completely legally and actually play it to completion at some point, because it's fun. It's like you kind of, I don't know, remember if it's like RPG shit or if you just kind of build up your skills over time. But
it's like an action platformer, but it does contain RPG elements. So you can, because you're collecting 6 different magical stones, which give different abilities. So like the worlds are pretty expansive and the levels are pretty like exploration based. But then you can come back to them like, oh, I can't get up that. Let me get the like flying ability, and then I'll come back and shoot up there and get to that area, and that kind